We would like to present a project about the engineering planning analysis from Fuzhou to Taipei. This is using the high-speed rail. Okay. Our main objective and motivation will be talking about the two places. As we can see here, the Fuzhou area, we got a population of 7.2 million, and whereas the Taipei area, it will be 9 million. For the GDP wise, Fuzhou will have like 23.4 billion US dollar, and at the Taipei area there will be a 60.3 billion US dollar. The distance between the two cities will be 237 kilometers. For the transit connections, from the Fuzhou area, we have got rails, buses, air, and the high-speed rail is currently being using. And on the other hand, on the Taipei area, we got metro, buses, air, and the high-speed rail as well. For the congestion wise, we are assuming or we are estimating for the visitors from the China to Taiwan will have an increasement for 30% annually, starting from the 2011, which has a number of 3 million passengers, and it is going up 30% in the next decade. Okay, first of all, we need to select our route. From the two locations we got here, from Fuzhou to Taipei, a total distance of 237 kilometers. We are going to do 3 stations for the total destinations. The first one will be Fuzhou at the city side, and the second one will be at the island called Pingtan, and then for the final one, it will be reaching to the Taoyuan city. It is in the Taipei center. Okay, so we are looking at a map now, talking about the overall view of our route selection. What we come up with is the location A, where is the Fuzhou area, getting towards the Pingtan Island, and then when we get over the sea to the location B, which is the Taoyuan Center nearby the Taipei. Looking into more details in depth, from the Fuzhou area to the Pingtan Island, which has a distance of about 75 kilometers. The way we chose, or the reasons for using this route, is because we've noticed that there is a new development area is happening in the Pingtan Island. That is an area for the openness which can consider a large civil construction being built. It also has the reduced for the distance from the undersea tunnel, which will reduce the cost because of using the bridges is cheaper than using the undersea tunnel. And then once we get past the Pingtan Island, we need to head towards the Taoyuan city in Taipei, which consists of 164 kilometers. This is a closer route we chose because we are starting here and we can get from the coastline to the Taoyuan city in Taipei directly. From Taoyuan city is 30 minutes away from the Taipei city center, which has a mature public transportation. It is being developed at the Taoyuan city for the furthermore interchange railway if necessary. It has also been thought of avoiding for the environmental impact issues because of using the undersea tunnel. For the next stage, we got to do the selection for the stations. What we come up with in the Fuzhou area, we are looking at the Fuzhou South Railway Station. This is the area which is in the city center. And then furthermore, when we get to the Pingtan Island, We are also looking at the city center as well, which is in the location 8 noticed on the map. And then finally, when we get to the Taoyuan city, because of there is already a high-speed rail station already built, so we reckon that with a further improvement in the building, we can actually link up to the station together with a final destination. And then this is a table summing up for our station selection. As we can see here, from the estimated traffic demand for the existing transportation from Fuzhou to Taipei will be similar, using the rail, the air, the buses, and the high-speed rail. And then for the Pingtan Island, on the other hand, they are mainly using buses for the most common transportation. And then what we are come up to is the population served. Fuzhou population is 6.6 million. Pingtan Island has approximately 400,000, and then whereas the Taipei population is around 2.6 million. Yep. And then for the land acquisition, because of the new development area, there are next problem in the land acquisition in the Fuzhou. And then for the Pingtan Island, because it is a new developing area, and it also has a less problem in the land acquisition. And whereas at the end in the Taipei area, this is like an expansion for the existing high-speed rail station. So this is really common use. For the constructability, a little development in the area of Fuzhou, because it's a mature area. And then in the Pingtan Island, this is a little development as well. Whereas in the end, for the Taipei area, there will be no site constraint. Okay. For the second part, we'll be looking at the environmental impact. Looking at the Fuzhou, it will be not situated in an environmental sensitive area, and in the Pingtan Island, there is also not situated in the environmental area as well. And then whereas on the other hand, on the Taipei area, we actually have no major impact. And then looking more deeply, in terms of the new and improved developments, for the Fuzhou, it will be new development area, allow more new developments because it's adding up construction. And then in the Pingtan Island, there will also be new development as they should do. And then for the final Taipei, there are not much existing high-speed rail station, and that's why we're going to improve it. And then for the accessibility, for the Fuzhou, the location is right next to the existing railway station and is served for the highway as well, so it's really easy to get to. In the Pingtan Island, for the most common transportation is the bus network, and this is where the station will be built next to. And then for the Taipei area, we are thinking of that high-speed rail station is already be built, and with an enlargement, we can actually using the same building or the area around it, so it will be really nice and close. For the next one, it will be the interchange or the transfer. Talking about in the interchange with regional railway and buses for the Fuzhou area. In the Pingtan Island, there will be interchanges with the buses. And then whereas on the other hand, for the Taipei area, it will be interchanged with the high-speed rail currently using, with the air and the buses as well. And then finally, we are looking at the operational requirement. There will be enough spaces for expansion of existing station for the Fuzhou, there will be enough spaces for the Pingtan Island, and then there will also be enough spaces for the Taipei area as well.
Regarding the environmental impact assessment, in selecting the route of the high-speed rail from Fuzhou to Pingtan Island and to Taipei, the existing environment and the potential impact to the environment to Fuzhou, Pingtan Island, and Taipei have been examined. Fuzhou is a typical river basin area at the mouth of a river Min. Over half of the area of Fuzhou is forest. Therefore, in our selection of the high-speed rail route within Fuzhou, we have avoided most of the forest area and the river to protect the existing ecology. The natural inhabitants in the Fuzhou area along our route have also been identified, and they will not be disturbed as far as possible. Therefore, the route of the high-speed rail will have little environmental impact to the environment. The location of Fuzhou high-speed rail station is within the city built-up area, and therefore there will be very little environmental concern. On the Pingtan Island, the geography is mainly the natural forest area. Similarly, environmental studies have been carried out on the island, and the same strategy as Fuzhou was applied in the selection of the high-speed rail route. The route will be mostly on viaduct to avoid large scale of disturbance to the forest area. The station on Pingtan Island will be close to the existing city built-up area. Hence, the environmental impact will also be minimal. To connect Fuzhou and Pingtan, we'll propose a bridge. The marine ecology have been studied and will be maintained as far as possible. The disturbance to the natural inhabitant will be kept to a minimum. If necessary, we will relocate the species that will be affected to the nearby area. In Taipei, the route of the high-speed rail will also be mainly on viaducts and tunnels, and the impact to the environment will be minimal. And we will doing the environmental impact assessment according to the experience of the existing high-speed rail development in Taiwan.
Let's continue with the conceptual engineering regarding the high-speed railway construction, and mainly there will be four types of structures that will be proposed on the Fuzhou to Taipei high-speed railway, which is the at-grade lining, the viaduct and bridge, the cross-harbor tunnel, and the viaduct. The agreed lining and viaduct will be the main components at the Fuzhou area. And from Fuzhou to Pingtan Island, there will be viaduct and some cable bridge. And from Pingtan Island to the Taiwan, there will be a long cross-harbor tunnel to be proposed. And after the high-speed railway reach the Taiwan Island, there will be a viaduct from the offshore to the Taoyuan high-speed rail station. And this is a diagram to show the main structural components at the Fuzhou segment, and we roughly estimate that there are about 60% of at-grade embankment to be built on the Fuzhou segment, and around 40% viaduct will be built to connect the Fuzhou segment to the Fuzhou segment, as the area in Fuzhou segment is majorly of some very leveled ground. And from Fuzhou to Pingtan Island, and as there is we can see from the Google map that there will be some like a 10 kilometers distance of water. Then we will propose a cable bridge to link the mainland and the Pingtan Island. As well, we will build some viaduct to protect the marine species. And we propose the cable bridge because it is more cost efficient to the suspension bridge and other type of bridge, and it is more it will cost less in comparison with the tunnel. And this will be the most difficult part of this project. A cross-harbor tunnel will be built from the Pingtan Island to the Taiwan offshore. And we can see from the figure there are this section view of the tunnel. There are majorly 4 components in the tunnel. There will be 3 tubes and the connection components to the tubes. And we can see from A is the main tunnel, which the high-speed rail track will be built in, and B is a surface tunnel for the ventilation purpose, and C is the relief duct in case of such like a fire or some emergency event occurs, and the people can be evacuated to the C area. And D is some like a connection ventilation facilities to connect the 2 tunnels. And this design is very similar to the channel tunnel in which link UK and France. We propose the additional surface tunnel in the middle because for a tunnel which has more than 100 kilometers, a surface tunnel is a must for the ventilation purpose. And in addition, when we construct the tunnel, there will be 2 TBM machines on both of the sides, which will drive simultaneously to save the time and advance the construction program. And from Taiwan offshore to Taoyuan high-speed rail station, we majorly propose the viaduct to protect the environment, as well as to save some land acquisition issues. In Taiwan, the land acquisition cost is more, and the problem arriving from the local villages are all severe in comparison with the Fuzhou area. And if we build a viaduct, this can advance the program as well as save some money. And this is the alignment in horizontally and vertically. And from the Fujian Island can be regarded as the Pingtan Island. And the horizontal alignment is okay because there is a lot of big change in direction when the high-speed railway from the Pingtan Island to Taiwan. For the vertical alignment, there will be a major vertical alignment at the Pingtan Island from the bridge to the tunnel. But based on our estimation, there will be enough space in Pingtan Island to construct such a vertical alignment to meet safety requirements. And I will summarize the conceptual design the key technical engineering challenges in the conceptual design. The first one is the distance, the length of the tunnel to be constructed. The shortest distance from Pintan Island to Taiwan is over 100 kilometers, while the longest undersea tunnel ever built in the world is only 38 kilometers, which is a channel tunnel. So safety is a great concern. And for example, in case of a fire, if there will be a big problem for the evacuation of the high-speed railway passengers. And South, we might propose a artificial island in the Taiwan Channel to reduce the tunnel length. As well as reduce the tunnel length, it can also reduce the duration of the program, because if we build an artificial island, then there will be four TBM machines which can be operated simultaneously. And secondly is that if we build a bridge from the Pintan Island to Taiwan, it is not feasible because the sea area between Pintan Island and Taiwan is heavily influenced by the typhoon. If the typhoon is coming, there will be a big influence on the bridge, and the bridge might be not stable to support a high-speed railway which is running at 200 or 300 kilometers per hour. And thirdly is that the tunnel is actually located in the seismic zone. I will discuss it later in the next slide in detail. And lastly, I want to mention is political barrier is a big concern, because as you know that Taiwan is still not belong to China, and China and Taiwan have some it's like an isolation for Taiwan, and there are really low connection in the political aspect. And this is showing the seismic zone of the Taiwan area. The left figure is a rough summary of the seismic zone in China. We can see that the seismic zone in Taiwan is actually cover almost the entire area of Taiwan. And in the right hand, we can see that the earthquakes that ever happen in Taiwan, and we can see nearly every locations in Taiwan, there are some earthquakes before. And if we build a tunnel from the Pintan Island to the Taiwan Island, there will be a big concern for the safety of the tunnel under the earthquake, especially for the entrance from Taiwan, for the entrance of the tunnel to Taiwan, which has previously has some very severe earthquakes before. And so if the technical issue can be solved, and I think the high-speed railway will be a good stimulator to the economy between China and Taiwan. And
the cost now, the overall estimated cost for building this Fuzhou to Taipei HSR is estimated at $19 billion. It consists mainly building up the track. The track are at grade, on viaducts, on bridge, and inside the tunnel. There are 3 stations, one on Fuzhou, one on Pintan Island, and terminal at Tojin City. And besides the track work and building the stations, there are associated costs for the site work, getting the right of way, the environmental and landscape measures. Also, the train it will cost quite a lot, and upon the direct cost, we estimated that there will be fees for the design and the construction management, and we have allowed a 35% for contingency to cover any problems that is not foreseen at the moment. And we estimated when the HSR is commissioned and can be operated, it will be, the capital cost will be returned in about 14 years, with annual revenue about 13,000 million US dollars. Thank you.